Good evening, friends. First of all, wish you a very happy Men's Day. Yes, malum hai, the Men's Day was yesterday, but since I'm meeting all of you today on this Sunday, so I'd like to wish all the men's here a very happy Men's Day. Dosto, let me start today's session by taking you back many years back. Many years back, when I actually started my career, I was just completed 7 months or so into my first job, and one day my boss actually called me. बॉस ने मुझे बुलाया अपने कैबिन पे, बुला के मुझे बोला, धृतमान, I have some challenges with the way you have been working. It seems that there is a big gap between what we expect from you versus how you are performing. And because of that, we cannot confirm your job. You will still be on probation. Believe me, वो मेरा सबसे पहला जॉब था. It was my first job, and a lot of emotions were attached to it. बहुत सारे emotions थे. सबका पहला जॉब में बहुत सारे emotions होता है. मेरा भी था. I was expecting that my job will become confirm, and after that possibly a growth path will be created in the organization. बहुत सारे उम्मीदें थे जॉब से, but all those expectations got shattered on that day when my boss told me that we cannot confirm you as an employee in this organization yet. दोस्तों, उस दिन मैं बहुत रोया था. Yes, that's true. I cried a lot. I shed a lot of tears on that day. क्या आपके साथ ऐसा कभी हुआ है? अगर हुआ है, so you can put it on the comment section and share. So that's the topic we are going to talk about today. Yes, something which is very personal to us as human being. Our emotions. I felt that emotion many years back, and that emotion shattered me completely. I was started thinking at that time that whether is this for me, whether the corporate world is for me, am I capable of making a mark in the corporate world? क्या मुझसे होगा, क्या मुझसे ये हो पाएगा? ऐसे बहुत सारे सवाल थे मेरे मन में. But somehow things happened. Well, that's a different story altogether. But again, coming back to today's topic, दोस्तों, आज हम लोग बात करेंगे emotions at workplace. So first of all, let me give you my introduction for those with whom I'm interacting for the first time. So I think Akhilesh, thanks for sharing. Akhilesh sharing that he has also got a similar kind of experience. Thanks for sharing that. So friends, just to give you my introduction, my name is Sritaman Chakrabarti. I'm an author and also a coach. So I like working with young professionals who want to make a mark in their career, who have certain career goals and want to achieve those goals, और जिनको थोड़ा सा सपोर्ट चाहिए, थोड़ा सा पुश चाहिए, जिसके चलते वो लोग अपने कैरियर के जो गोल्स हैं उसको अचीव कर पाए. That's what my commitment is. Every Sunday, I come live to talk on a particular topic which impacts you if you are someone who is looking forward to grow in your career, to achieve the things that you have thought to achieve as your career goals. तो साथ में हम लोग बात करते हैं वेरियस टॉपिक्स के ऊपर, जो टॉपिक इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं, जो आपको थोड़ा सा आगे लेके जा सकते हैं आपके करियर में. So That about me. And as I always request all of you, if you have any comments to share on the topic that we are discussing, please come forward and share that in the comment section. We'll be showing it here. Yes, hi Subodh. Welcome to you too. Thanks a lot for being here. Thanks a lot for your presence. So, friends, before we go ahead on talking about this particular aspect of human emotions at workplace, अरे कौन कहता है कि वर्क प्लेस में इमोशंस नहीं होते हैं? इनफैक्ट वर्क प्लेस तो इमोशंस के भंडार होते हैं. आपको भी मालूम है, इफ यू आर वर्किंग इन अ पर्टिकुलर ऑफिस एंड इन एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इन एन ऑफिशियल एनवायरनमेंट, यू नो दैट दोज प्लेसेस आर फुल ऑफ इमोशंस. बट फिर भी हम लोग बोलते हैं इमोशंस नहीं होते हैं वहां पे. Professionals don't show their emotions, right? There are so many different thought processes regarding this particular topic of emotions among working professionals. सबसे पहले हम लोग कुछ we will look into some data pieces, some research data, etc. This is one of the research data that says that 30% of the hiring managers, so whenever organizations do hire employees, जब नए employees को hire किया जाता है, उनका selection होता है, उस selection process में emotional intelligence आजकल is very important. So new hires, new employees, new candidates are actually assessed in terms of their emotional quotient, कि emotionally वो लोग कितने strong हैं अपनी emotions को handle करने में. That is also one of the aspect apart from your hard skills, which are obviously assessed in an interview. Another research also shows that emotional intelligence is responsible for 58% of job performance. In fact, in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think that it is much, much higher than 58%. Which means that आप जॉब में कैसा परफॉर्म करते हो, आप कितने दूर तक आगे जाओगे अपने कैरियर में, to a large extent, it depends on your emotional intelligence. Just to share you some data that I was actually searching for, some of the research that was done in India. In fact, COVID has taught us so many things. And one of the things that COVID has actually taught us, post COVID, 76% of employees in India, and this was something which was published in Economic Times a few months back, 76% of employees in India feel comfortable in sharing emotions at work, which is a very, very good thing. लोग पहले शेयर नहीं करते थे अपनी इमोशंस एट वर्क प्लेस, बिकॉज देर इज अ जनरल थिंकिंग, देर इज अ जनरल ओपिनियन दैट जब आप इमोशंस शेयर करते हो, आपका वीकनेस बाहर चला आता है. when you show your emotions at work, you are considered as a weak person. In fact, no more so, no longer so. So that's the statistics that is saying now that 76%, almost one three-fourth, right? It's not one-third, other three-fourth of Indian employees, they feel comfortable nowadays to share their emotions at work. Another data piece, there are a lot of data today for the logical minded people. 90% of top performers have above average emotional intelligence. That's what I was actually talking about. That this another research, which is published in a particular blog post, it says that 90% of the top performers have above average emotional intelligence. So ये इतना important aspect है which affects how much you'll be growing in your career. So isn't it the topic that all of us should take interest in? Isn't it the topic that all of us should actually think about कि हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं इसके बारे में, how to develop our emotional intelligence. Now, आप अपने वर्क प्लेस में आप देखोगे, आपने शायद देखा होगा कि देयर आर सम पीपल हु आर इमोशनली वेरी वेल बैलेंस्ड, एंड इफ यू टॉक टू दिस सेट ऑफ पीपल, यू रियलाइज, यू आइडेंटिफाइड दैट ये लोग थोड़ा सा हटके हैं. इन लोगों के अपने इमोशंस के ऊपर they demonstrate better control. Question is, how do you identify such people so that इनसे आप थोड़ा सा inspire हो सको? So there are certain traits that these people do have. Let me see if yeah. Hi Dev. Yeah, thanks for agreeing to the point. Thank you so much for your presence. So now the question that we are asking is, how do you identify those people who have got better control over the emotions? Some of the traits that you can look for in these people are very respectful towards others, towards their peers. These people are self motivated, and when you are around this kind of people, जब आप इन लोगों के आसपास में घूमते हो, आपको एक पॉजिटिव वाइब्स फील होता है, possibly a small smile always on their face. So these are some of the traits that these kind of people actually have better control on their emotions. Now जब ऐसा होता है, क्या होता है उसका repercussions? Obviously this kind of people are also approachable. You feel like कि मैं उनके पास जाऊं, उनके साथ बात करूं, उनके साथ शेयर करूं अपने पॉइंट्स, आपको ऐसा फील होता है. And this kind of people, what they also do, they also are good decision makers in the organization. And dosto, isn't it very important for you to grow in your career when you are a better decision maker? आपके कंपनी को, आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को ऐसे बंदों की ही जरूरत है. So that's why this kind of people are considered asset for any organization. Do you want to see some more data? Well, there is a research that was done by Quantum Workforce, and इन लोगों ने रिसर्च करके देखा कि there are certain positive emotions. Emotions are of two types, right? It can be positive, it can be negative. And when you look at what are the top three positive emotions, the top three positive emotions, they have found that people are comfortable, people are feeling comfortable in whatever they are doing in the office. They are satisfied with their job, और दे फील सो मच एंथुजियास्टिक कि हमेशा फील करते हैं मेरे को कुछ नया करने का मौका मिल रहा है यहाँ पे, आई वांट टू डू समथिंग न्यू. दे फील सो एंथुजियास्टिक. सो दीज आर ऑल positive emotions that people do feel in organizations. But at the same time, obviously there are negative emotions also that people feel. What are the top three negative emotions that people do feel at workplace? Well, these are frustration, 56%, stressed, 45%, anxious, I don't know what is going to happen, 30%. It means possibly these are the three emotions that some of you are also going through at your workplace. And these are the three emotions that you need to try and manage and handle them properly so that emotions don't control you, but you control your emotions. Now, there is another aspect. When we do work in organizations, obviously we work in different levels in the organizations. We will be having different roles in an organization. कुछ लोग होते हैं जो इंडिविजुअल कंट्रीब्यूटर होते हैं, जो कोई टीम संभालते नहीं है. सो दे ओनली कंट्रीब्यूट एट एन इंडिविजुअल लेवल. क्या आपको मालूम है, ये जो इंडिविजुअल कंट्रीब्यूटर्स होते हैं, उनके इमोशनल चैलेंजेस कुछ अलग तरीके के होते हैं. They have a little bit of different type of emotional challenges. It is said that these individual contributors, they feel frustrated from a lack of support. At an individual level, what happens? You don't have anybody else to share your thoughts, your emotions, etc. So many a times they feel frustrated that I am the person who is completely responsible for generating the result. I don't have the support of a team. I cannot delegate my activities to someone else. मुझे सारा का सारा काम अकेले ही करना पड़ता है, मैं किसी को डेलीगेट नहीं कर सकता या कर सकती. So it creates a sense of frustration among these individual contributors. थोड़ा सा खुशी मिलता है जब एक प्रमोशन मिलता है, but again that is for a short period of time. Again, when the jobs start doing their performance, they are being reviewed on their performance, again that feeling of frustration starts coming. So that's regarding the individual contributors. रुक जाइए, कुछ और भी रोल्स होते हैं, right? And there are some people who are known as managers. Now managers के challenges क्या होते हैं? Emotional challenges. Managers obviously feel stressed. So many one-on-one discussion with their team members. So the individual contributor thinks that अगर मेरे पास टीम होता, then I could have delegated my responsibilities and थोड़ा सा सुकून, थोड़ा सा आराम मिलता. On the contrary, the manager who has a team to manage, manager is feeling stressed. इतने बंदों को संभालना है. So much of one-on-one meetings I need to do, one-on-one performance reviews I need to do. It would have been better if I would have been an individual contributor instead of being a manager. And this kind of people, again, feel that positive emotions when they feel that their teams are doing very good, their team is progressing, which is also helping the manager to grow in the organization. So that's the good emotion that they feel at that time. But a bit, there is one more guy in the organization, right? We call that guy a special, we label that guy as a special labeling name. What is that name? We call that person as a leader, right? अच्छा, leader का तो emotional challenges होने नहीं चाहिए, no, फिर भी है. Leaders may feel anxious about what? Business forecast. So बड़े लोगों की बड़े बड़े बातें होती है, right? So these kind of people are worried about the target that is given to them to achieve. क्या वो टारगेट हम लोग अचीव कर पाएंगे कि नहीं? This kind of people, the positive emotion that they have, any new opportunity of a new thing that they need to do, they get so much excited, enthusiastic. वो पॉजिटिव इमोशंस भी ये लोग फेस करते हैं. So there are negative as well as there are positive emotions faced by people at different roles and different levels. ऐसा मत सोचिए कि हर पोजीशन में लोगों को एक ही तरह की इमोशंस आते होंगे. सबके अलग अलग इमोशंस हैं, whether it is negative emotion or whether it is positive emotion. Now that we have talked a lot about the subject of emotion, let us now go into our topic, which is 3 ways to handle emotions at work. Once again, I'm repeating in case you have any comment to make regarding till now whatever points we discussed, please go ahead and put it in the comment section. And I'm sure that since you are experienced in your job role, since you are experienced in your profession, I'm sure you have personally faced many occasions wherein either you have gone through a difficult emotional challenge or you have seen someone else going through a difficult emotional challenge. Let's have a discussion, share some comments. We will discuss on those comments. Well, friends, so we are actually getting into the main part of today's talk, which is 3 ways to handle emotions at work. There are so many different ways. I have picked up the 3 most effective ways that you can control your emotions. The first one, which comes in the list, is becoming self-aware. For you, if you want to manage and handle your emotions, the most important aspect for you is becoming self aware of yourself as an individual. You need to know yourself as an individual first, एंड उसके लिए आपको थोड़े एक्टिविटीज, थोड़े सवाल पूछने पड़ेंगे अपने आप को, राइट? आई पुट इट दिस वे दैट हाउ डू यू नो yourself is reflect at how you respond to situations. It is very important to look at you. How do you respond to different work situations, different events, different circumstances at work? आप किस तरह से बिहेव करते हो उस टाइम में? ये ऑब्वियसली जब आप बिहेव करते हो उस टाइम में इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. इट इज ओनली पॉसिबल when you come back home, or you are taking a pause and looking back, how did I respond to that situation? What did I say to that person at that particular point? Reflect, and that reflection will actually tell you a lot about you as an individual, as a professional. So that reflection is the first thing that you need to do. Also, another way to become self aware is to ask your trusted friends for a feedback. Just ask them that, my dear friend, what do you think about me? How do I respond to situations? How do I handle communication? Do you see that there are things that I do well? Do you see that there are areas of improvement that I do have? Ask for that feedback. Question to all of you: have you ever taken that kind of a feedback from your friends, from your colleagues, of course, the trusted colleagues? I know that many people find it very difficult to talk about their shortcomings. Strengths, yes, strengths के बारे में बात करने में किसको अच्छा नहीं लगता. But have you ever taken a feedback from your friends regarding your areas of improvement as far as your emotional self is concerned? If you have done that, put it on the comment box. The third thing, as a part of becoming self-aware, that you should do is, well, कभी कभी ना पूछिए कि आप जो सोचते हो दुनिया के बारे में, आप जो सोचते हो, जो आपका ओपिनियन है, is that opinion correct? What others feel about that opinion? Your beliefs might have been created over so many years of your experience of life, experience of professional life and personal life, right? उसी से हमारा बिलीफ पैदा होता है. एक बार ना सवाल कीजिए अपने आप को, आपका बिलीफ वैसा क्यों है? Why do you look at the life this way? Why do you look at the situations this way? How do you analyze others? सवाल पूछिए अपने आप को, क्या यही परफेक्ट है? Is it the right way of looking into things? Or can there be different ways of looking into things? How the other person is looking into situations and why that other person is looking into situation in that way? आप क्यों इस तरह से सोचते हो? When you question your opinions and beliefs, I'm 100% sure that sometimes something will click. Sometimes something will tell you, well, the way I do handle situations, there can be a better way of handling the situation. Keep on asking that question to you. It's not a one-day job, believe me. So that's the very first thing that you should be doing, is to become self-aware. The second thing that you should be doing is to know what you can control and what you cannot control. The emotions play a very, very interesting role because we try to control everything. When we try to control everything at work, our emotions take over ourselves and it starts playing its game. ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट होता है टू नो कि सब कुछ आप कंट्रोल नहीं करते हो. In a workplace, there are management decisions, there are organization decisions जो आप कंट्रोल नहीं करते हो. Somebody else controls those decisions. But why to become emotional for something that you cannot control? जानते हुए भी हम लोग इमोशनल हो जाते हैं, right? So please pay attention to this particular thing. One of the way that I will suggest you that how you can do that is this is one of the technique used in the coaching process. In coaching, we tell our clients that you can make two circles. The inner circle will be the things which you can control, and the outer circle will contain the things that you cannot control. Concentrate on the inner circle. ये सर्कल बना लीजिए, उस सर्कल के अंदर लिखिए the things that you do control at your workplace. Well, some examples. The things that you do control at your workplace is what you say, what you write, how do you use your skills. These are the things you do control. What are the things you do not control? Before that, let me see. There seems to be a comment. Yeah, so Akhilesh is saying good point. Thank you, Akhilesh. So when you make this inner circle, you can put those things which you do control, and in the outer circle, mention the points that you cannot control. जब आप ये define कर लेते हो things that you can control and things you cannot control, it gives you better focus कि कहाँ पे concentrate करें. Concentrate उसमें कीजिए जो चीजें आप control करते हो, rather than concentrating on things which you cannot control. So that is one of the technique that I will suggest you to try it out. If you want to know more, you can get in touch with me. The second thing that you can do, don't rush for solving everything at one go. In the corporate world, sometimes we are so eager to show what we can do. So eager, anxious. मुझे तो आज दिखा देना है कि मैं क्या कर सकता हूं, सकती हूं. And in the process, we take, अच्छा ये भी दे दो, वो भी दे दो, सब कुछ मैं रिजॉल्व कर देता हूं एक ही बार में. Don't do that. Don't do that. Please hold your horses. Hold your horses. Hi Swastik, thank you for pointing that out. So whenever you feel like solving too many things together, believe me, you are going to go through an emotional roller coaster. It might happen that in certain situations you might become successful in solving so many things together and show it to your manager, your supervisor, saying this, देखो सब मैंने सब कुछ कर दिया, I have done everything myself, right? So what do you think regarding my performance? So you think that yes, because you have done so many things together, this is something which is going to impact positively to your performance appraisal. Well, yes, there is a possibility. But at the same time, the larger possibility is that you are actually taking a bigger risk of damaging your trust, your credibility in the organization. विनिंग के चांसेस कम है, इसमें नेगेटिव होने के चांसेस ज्यादा है. तो एक बार सोच लीजिए बिफोर टेकिंग अप too many things together and try to solve too many problems together. Okay, so that's the second point that you have made. Let's go to the third way to control your emotions at workplace. The third point, you might have heard about this thing in some self-help books also. I love this point. Respond to situations but don't react. Now क्वेश्चन ये है, चलो ये तो समझ लिया हमने. क्वेश्चन ये है कि what is the meaning of where we react and where we respond? अच्छा, डिफरेंस क्या होता है इन दोनों का? कि एक में आपने रिएक्ट कर दिया, दूसरे में आपने रिस्पॉन्ड किया, दोनों का अंतर क्या होता है, डिफरेंस क्या होता है? In simple terms, if you look at when we react to situations, what do we do? हमारे साथ कुछ होता है, कुछ इवेंट होता है, एंड इमीडिएटली एक रिस्पॉन्स देने के लिए वी यूज द फाइट और फ्लाइट सिंड्रोम, राइट? कभी भी कुछ सिचुएशन आता है जो हमें पसंद नहीं है, विच वी डोंट लाइक, फर्स्ट थिंग इज अ पैनिक। इमीडिएटली पैनिक बटन ट्रिगर हो जाता है, एंड पैनिक बटन ट्रिगर होते ही वी प्रोसीड with what to do next. That's called reaction. मीटिंग में किसी ने आपके अगेंस्ट में कुछ बोल दिया एंड आपका पैनिक बटन ट्रिगर हो गया, इमीडिएटली आपने जवाब दे दिया, चलो आज तो इसकी खबर लेते हैं मीटिंग में ही, एंड यू इमीडिएटली रिएक्ट टू दैट पर्सन। यस माय डियर फ्रेंड, इट्स सो एक्साइटिंग। कितना मजा आता है ना उस टाइम में एक रिस्पॉन्ड करना, रिएक्शन देना अपना, बिकॉज हम किसी से कम नहीं है। दैट इज अ नॉर्मल ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी। वेल, आई ऑल्सो फील समटाइम्स लाइक दैट। Question is that the right way of responding to situation? So that's called reaction. The question is, what is responding then? Well, when it comes to responding, you don't take hasty decision. यहाँ पे as soon as you experience a particular event, a particular situation, आप थोड़ा सा पॉज लेते हो, कि अभी मेरे को रिएक्ट नहीं करना है, and then you come back. Possibly you say that, well, I'll be reverting to you, give me some time, and then you make a plan. Okay, what this person has told me, what you try to bisect that particular point the other person is making, एंड उसको आप प्रोसेस करते हो कि इनका अगर ये पॉइंट है, मेरा रिस्पॉन्स क्या होना चाहिए, मेरे पास व्हाट आर द पॉइंट्स दैट आई डू हैव, इन ए काम and composed manner, not in a hurry, not when your emotions are at a very, very high level. And then you proceed to give a response to that person. I'm not asking you not to give response. I'm not asking you to become a saint and just keeping quiet all the times, folding your hands. Chalo bolte jao, bajate jao. I'm here to listen to you. No, I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm asking you to become more professional and address both analytical and emotional aspect of responding to situation. The analytical and logical way of responding to situation requires a better control on your emotions. And that's why you are not supposed to react, but you are supposed to respond to situations. So one of the example that I will give you here is, many a times you might have felt that you have received an email from someone, and that email actually puts a question mark on your capability, your skill, what are the things you have done, you have not done something correctly, etc. बहुत मन करता है अभी का भी रिस्पॉन्ड करने का, राइट नाउ आई वांट टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दैट ईमेल, मैं तो दिखा देता हूं उनको immediately. You know, when you feel that maximum urge to respond to that email, that's the time you should take a pause. Just take a pause. Don't respond. Plan, process, and respond. So I'm sure that that kind of situation all of you might have faced at least once in your career, in your professional life. So be careful, because it is the language which can make or break your career. It is the language, whether it is your verbal language or it is your written language, it has the power to make your career, and at the same time it has the power to ruin your career. So be careful while using language. Thank you, Ankit, for agreeing to that particular point and sharing your comments. So, friends, those are the three ways that you can have better control on your emotions. So, let me once again repeat. The first thing that we said is you have to become self aware. अपने आप को जानना बहुत जरूरी होता है to have a better control on your emotions. अगर emotions के ऊपर control करना चाहते हो, अपने आप को जानो सबसे पहले. It is very important, right? हम लोग पूरा दुनिया जानने की कोशिश करते हैं. इनको जानो, उनको जानो, उसको जानो. But what about this person? Do you know this person? Spend some time with this person alone. अपने आप से दोस्ती कीजिए and जानिए अपने आप को. That is the first thing you should be doing. The second thing, the second way that you can control your emotions better, we discussed about know what you can control and what you cannot control. Make two circles, an inner circle, the things that you can control, and the outer circle which you cannot control. Don't spend your time and emotions on the things that you cannot control. Rather, concentrate on the things that you do control. That's the second thing that we discussed. The third point that we have discussed in terms of another way that you can control your emotions better is respond. Don't react to situations. So, friends, I'm sure that you will be able to take care of these three aspects so as to ensure that you have better control on your emotions and so that your emotions become your strength, not your weakness, and your emotions take you closer to your career goal that you want to achieve, right? Thank you, Sagar. Thank you, Sagar, for being here. So, friends, as I always request you, if you find that this thing can be helpful for your friends, your colleagues, your peers, please go ahead and share this video. So that way, together, we'll be sharing something good for betterment of the professional people. Thank you, Akhilesh. Thank you for your presence. Thank you, Satya. So, with that, we come to the end of today's talk. And next Sunday, let's pick up something else. I'm also planning that going forward in some of the sessions, if I can bring some guests who can actually add value to our discussion, people who are experienced in certain areas of their profession, and learning from them can help us to pick up some good nuggets and utilize it in our own career. So that is something that I'll try to do going forward in some of the sessions wherever it is feasible, wherever it is possible. Thank you, Mr. Swastik. Yes, that's the way of controlling our emotions. Thank you, Praveen, for being here. Thank you. Well, then, thank you everyone for being here. Thank you everyone for showering your loves, for your love and blessings and your presence. Take care of your emotions, emotional health, and take care of your physical health also. See you next Sunday. Bye bye.